Yo, I'm Bob, totally blind since birth, into Lord of the Rings. Going to be taking a look at an action figure from Diamond Select. And this is a Moria Orc. We took a look at the Toy Biz version of the Moria Orc Archer. But I do believe this guy, well, he's rather spiffy looking. So he has two head sculpts. You get a helmeted head, which I have him sporting here. And he also has a non-helmeted head, but we'll take a look at that in just a second. You can also remove the chainmail that he's got around his neck. So he's got another weapon, but I have him wielding this very spiky sword at the moment. He can stab him with the pointy end, the blade, but then he's got a very pointy spike on the other end that I guess he could stab him with as well. Now let me do some rotation with him once I get him centered. Please don't attack the camera, Maury. There we go. Love all the spiky bits sticking off of them. Nice tight joints too, so cannot complain there. Raise him and lower him one more time. Alright, we got Maury's alternate head sculpt on. We took his chainmail off of his neck, so he's got his orc face revealed to the light of day, or should I say the darkness of the Moria mines here. I'm told he's got a very menacing facial expression. Bit of a snarl from what I'm told. No hair. Although, from what I remember, I think couple orcs did have hair in the movie. I gleaned that from some of the folks I've watched these films with over the years, way before there was audio description. Didn't get audio description for all three movies, by the way, just Fellowship and Two Towers so far. So yeah, he's got a spear in his right hand, if you can see that. Do some rotation with him. Since he's holding his new weapon, got a new head sculpt and all that. So yeah, if you wanted an army build with these guys, so you can have an orc with a helmet and chainmail, an orc without, you can do that. I think I'm good with just one. So I wish he had a shield, because Moria orcs, or goblins, or whatever you want to call them, they did have shields in Fellowship of the Ring. I'm also thinking of the Two Towers video game that you could play on PS2. They wielded shields in the Second Age as well as in the Third Age while in Moria. Man, one of those lines that just sticks with you is from the prologue. Speed attacks will crack those shields! Yeah, I wish he had come with a shield. He does come with Sauron's big honkin' mace, or Sauron's big honkin' warped mace in my case. Came out of the package a little bent. I don't know if I'll boil up a little water and stick it in there to straighten this out a little bit. I'm told that you have to be careful though, because you'll possibly damage the paint if you get the water too hot. Don't worry about me. I've got some tongs I can use to fish this thing out. It's quite cool. Or it will be quite cool. I might go with it as is. I really wish we could have gotten a die-cast Sauron, so this mace could have been metal. I don't know. It seems like a bit of a disappointment, but it is what it is, I guess. Maybe if I hold the Dark Lord at a particular angle or display his mace from a particular angle, it won't be that noticeable. I feel like when you're doing a Build-A-Figure, you should, I don't know, maybe make the mace a bit less flexible. I mean, it's still pretty cool though. It's not that bent. I've seen quite a few videos on YouTube where quite a few folks have received quite a few bent Sauron maces though. So it's kind of a running thing. I wouldn't mind a Sauron mace eventually made out of a tougher plastic, one that's a bit less gummy. But that's my only nitpick about the figure. It is a bit of a letdown when it comes to, your Dark Lord's mace. You don't want it to be a bit, flimsy as he's whipping it around and swatting guys like flies, I guess. But I don't think it's that noticeable. Just be aware. You can open the package and all that. It's not you if you're careful with them, and if you cut everything out of the package. It's just the way that mace is. Whether or not it deters you from building Sauron, that's going to be totally up to you. I'm just pointing out what my action figure had with him. I still give him, I'd say, a 9 out of 10. 1 point off for the mace, I guess. That's about all, though. I think he's a really cool action figure. I like the head sculpts. I like that chain mail that you can detach. Wish he had come with a shield, though, because, speed attacks can crack them. But anyway, yeah, it would have been cool to get a shield. Maybe we will in some other action figure pack. If Gollum's any indication in this line, he comes with, the daggers of Legolas and a couple of arrows, and as well as some axes for Gimli. We'll be taking a look at Gollum at some point. He's not too far off, speaking of Gollum. Anywho, that'll do for this figure review. I think he's a fantastic addition to the baddies, and I'll hear you next time.